Everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another GBL video. So we are in the Catch Cup. So I'm using a team that was recommended to me by my friend Pika Wawa. And it's a really powerful team. It's Spidops. Now it was Carbink and Annihilate. I have the Florges on the team instead of Carbink. And the reason for that is because I accidentally deleted the Carbink I built for Catch Cup. Which you even have to invest in some XLs and everything into it. So that's never fun. But I do think the team works better with Carbink. It is pretty expensive. I also prefer the Shadow Annihilate, but I also didn't have a Shadow Annihilate from this season. So, yeah, Catch Cup, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's my least favorite meta. And the reason for that is because, yes, it's essentially the Open Great League, but they do require you to invest in Pokemon you already have built. Now, I didn't have a Spidops built before this season, and the Florges is also new because of Chill and Water from this season. But the Annihilate, I had to Elite TM and everything. It's not even a good Annihilate. I didn't have to do it, but I did it because I invested in this team before I hit Legend, and I wanted to hit Legend. But either way, that's my take on the Catch Cup. But nonetheless, we had some good battles with this team and some fun. So I do think it's a good team. But, you know, if you can replace the Florges with the Carbink and then maybe a Shadow Annihilate. Okay. So they started with Shadow Annihilate, right? And now my opponent is going to go ahead and switch out into that Credilli. I do get the shield, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch into Annihilate. Obviously, you could go straight into Annihilate, but I thought it was worth picking up the shield first. And now I'm keeping close track of the energy. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the CMP. So I can get it, either get the final shield or KO it, and they do let it go. Beautiful, I get to the Rage Fist. I was also one ahead of them, so I'm going to be able to outpace them and up a shield, and they do commit the shield. Love to see it. We are in such a great spot, it's not even funny, right? So I do successfully shield that, and they switch out into Carbink. Okay, I'm going to farm up some energy and go into my Florges. Florges does have Chill and Water, which is super effective, but Carbink is bulky. So it's definitely going to be able to hang on, but the good thing is we did debuff it. And I'm going to go ahead and let the Moonblast go right now and go for my Chill and Water. And Chill and Water is going to get it low. It's not going to be enough to KO, but that's okay because I'm going to try and get to another one. But no, Annihilate comes in. I wanted to switch out, but my switch timer wasn't up, but I think it just came up, so I could have avoided throwing this. Because now I'm just going to go ahead and switch and throw the Rage Fist. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win this anyway. So Rage Fist is going to connect, and out comes Carbink. Carbink is going to be able to successfully farm me down, but one attack coming in from my Spidops will be enough to knock out. They do get off an attack. I'm going to show that Rock Slide. And this lunge will knock out the Carbink, and that is going to be a great game, very well played to my opponent. Yeah, I had a fun time. When I was battling, if I paired up or queued up against any experts, I top lefted immediately because I was trying to, you know, we only have a couple days left, trying to help out as many people as possible. And I didn't include those battles because, you know, I just top lefted. So all these battles are going to be against legends. But oh, this is a terrible lead because I'm ABA weak to this, right? And Florges, Carbink would be better obviously against this, but I can't go with the Carbink against this anyway. Firo essentially would have to be in the back, so we're still core broken by Firo in the lead. So what I do is I am going straight for the Rock Slide. They do shield. You could bait here if you want. I don't think it really is going to matter too much. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one up. And obviously that KOs. They will be able to win this matchup for sure. I do go for the Rock Slide. Of course, my opponent is going to go ahead and commit that shield. And let's see, they get off an attack, which will be enough to knock me out. Could have potentially maybe just caught that, I guess, on the floor. Just I guess that would have been a good play. They bring in the Dunsparce to lure out my Annihilate, and it is going to go ahead and come out. So the Dunsparce going to go ahead and go for the Drill Run there. Farming up. I know they're going to get to another one. I'm going to see if I can farm down before they get to another one. I don't think I'm able to. Maybe? The one away. I do get the farm down. Okay. So we do get the farm down there. And yeah, so they won CMP, which honestly I thought they won CMP, but I was hoping Annihilate won, but I figured they won it. If Annihilate won, we would have gotten off an Ice Punch. But we don't. So let's get off an attack. I'm seeing maybe I can farm down. Maybe it's a mud boy in the back. That's essentially what I'm hoping for. It actually is. It's a Gastrodon. But this, unfortunately, is not enough to knock out, though. Look, it still lives with a lot of health. So I have to throw an attack before they get to another one. If it knocked out, we would have been fine, I think. But unfortunately, it didn't knock out. Yeah, look at that. 1 HP. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Well played to my opponent. Really good game. Really good game. Let's move on to the next one. Spidops into Toadscroll. Ooh, love to see it. Love to see it. Great lead. And my opponent wants no part of it. Maybe they were core broken by it. They were legends, so maybe they were just tanking deliberately. No idea. But either way, we'll move on. I forgot I even included that game. But next up, Spidops into Stunfisk. Okay, this is a pretty good... it's kind of neutral-ish. I like this as a Spidops, though. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Discharge. No problemo. I'm going to overfarm and go for the lunge before they get off another one. Gotta get my coffee. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning today. But I went to bed earlier. I went to bed at 8, so... I got enough sleep, but... Alright, let's see. I got off the lunge, but they actually catch on the 4-choice. Gotta give it to him. Great catch by my opponent. Now, I don't switch out into Annihilate immediately. I want to see what move it is, but honestly, even if it was Volt Switch, I probably would have still went into Annihilate. But it is Bug Bite, which is good for the Annihilate. I'm going to go ahead and boost up my attack with Rage Fist. And I think I'm going to go for the countdown. I decided to let it go because I know I live in Earthquake, but they do actually go for the Rock Tomb, which is huge for me. I mean, I get debuffed, but I am able to counter them down and not take much damage. Talonflame coming in. Okay. Well, we'll boost our attack right back up, thanks to the Rage Fist. Able to get off another one. Very nice. I think that was CMP, actually. I think they CMP'd, but they'll have to shield. They do just that, and it was, in fact, the CMP tie. So this would be enough to KO the Annihilate, of course. So Annihilate faints, no problem. So I'm bringing in Florges. I CMP time and Chilling Water. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and commit a shield here. And this will be enough to knock out, obviously, it's going to knock out the Talonflame, the Shadow Talonflame. They let it go too. And out comes Stunfisk. I figured why not shield this, and then I'm going to be able to permanently debuff them, which is great. You love to see it, right? So, we'll get the permanent debuff there, and I mean, there's nothing they can do at that point. Good game, well played to my opponent. Alright. We're moving on to the next battle. Spidops into Talonflame. Rough lead for me. But it's not like we don't have any play. I am staying in here. Honestly, the backline doesn't really appreciate this either. So we'll bait here. They have to respect the Rock Slide. So we know we're going to get a shield. And then if they do throw, which is a good play. If I shield, that's not going to KO me through the shield. So I'm going to be able to shield and get off a Rock Tomb. And Rock Tomb will KO or get the final shield for my opponent. And it does get the final shield. So they actually switched into Corviknight. Ooh, yeah, this is pretty rough. Because Corviknight does have super effective damage to us, which is definitely not great. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Rage Fist as the booster. I have to shield the next Air Cutter, though, right? Yeah, they get off an Air Cutter. I have to shield this and farm it down, but... Definitely not a great... Oh, I don't farm it down. Interesting. I feel like I could have gotten the fun down there, but that's alright. We'll KO the Corviknight anyway. And I should have switched out immediately. I was hoping to get to a move. Now they have a move. Now I definitely lose. If I switch out immediately, maybe I make a Chilling Water and win. Honestly, though, I don't even know if I do. But either way, good game to my opponent. Well played to them. Well played to them. But yeah, they're going to be able to take that one. Good game. Good game. We're going to go ahead and move into the next battle here. Thank you so much for those who watch the content. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you're enjoying this kind of GBL content. So Charizard, I'm not going to let them throw on CMP. I know this is going to be an Air Cutter, but Air Cutter is still super effective. It doesn't KO, but I get off the lunge. They kind of have to respect it. Same as Talonflame, right? Obviously, that would KO as a Rock Slide. Or Rock Tomb, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. Okay, so I do shield this. It's going to be an Air Cutter, and I do bait again. But they actually call this one, which is huge for my opponent because that's double resisted. That does nothing. Well played by my opponent. Nice, beautiful call by them. I'm going to go ahead and take that blast, but that does KO me. That's not great. I should have just done the Rock Slide. I don't know why I baited. But look what comes in. Gastrodon. So I will get off my Trailblaze, which is super effective. And we know it's not enough to one-shot, but they're not at full health. Still not enough to one-shot. They live at 1 HP. They live at 1 HP. Not great, but it's only a body slam. We're able to take it. Toad Screw comes in. I get off the Chilling Water, which is really nice. So Chilling Water is going to connect. And then they're going to be able to KO me here. But is that Charizard in farm down range? I want to say it might be in farm down range here. I'm going to throw the Rage Fist to boost up my attack. Because I want to make sure the Charizard is in farm down range. That's why I want to boost up my attack. And they're going to go ahead and throw an attack right now. It's going to be a Seed Bomb. And they actually switched to the Charizard, and I decided to throw once I see the switch, just in case I couldn't get the farm down. Maybe they just got to an Air Cut or something. And now I know I can farm down the Toad Scroll, because I knew they would not add a Seed Bomb. Great game, well played to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. We got a Ferret in the lead. It's definitely a rough one, just because our Sucker Punch is... Oh, not our Sucker Punch. Our Shadow Claw is resisted, right? So definitely a rough one here, but that's alright. Stay in, I guess. I mean, we could have shielded, to be completely honest. But I don't. I'm going to go ahead and let this attack go. I probably should have went into Florges. Like, when I was playing with the Carbink, you know, I was, like, just staying in with the Spidops the whole time. Like, pretty much every matchup. But, you know, it's different with Florges. We could have safe swapped into Florges, but... that's alright. Now I'm going to bring in Annihilate and go for the countdown. Gastrodon. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get off this Rage Fist right here. That will pick up the shield. And my opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack. Assuming this is a Water Pulse. No, they actually bait me with a Body Slam. Nice bait by my opponent. Now I can go for Rage Fist. Trying to get to one more. No, they get to a body. I know this is a Body Slam too. But now I'm like, okay, now I can just shield this Body Slam and count it down. And that's exactly what I do. And it's Credulity in the back. You absolutely love to see it. I'm going to be able to get off this super effective Ice Punch, doing so much damage. But now the Florges can just sweep this Credulity, right? All you have to do is Fairy Wind it down. They do make it to an attack. This actually does a lot of damage. Another one would have KOs, but, you know, they faint. So, good game, well played to my opponent. Luckily, we got that Ice Punch off against that Credulity, right? Moving on, Spidops to the Spidops. We do have the mirror match here. Let me know if you like going for Rock Tomb, or if you like going for the Lunge. I am going straight Lunge right here. I know Rock Tomb is super effective, of course. They both apply a debuff. This is faster to get to, but they know that's going to be a Lunge. My opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack right now. I'm assuming it will be the Rock Tomb. No, it's the Lunge. Okay, fair enough. And they do win CMP, so they'll get that attack off first, but I'm just going to let it go. It doesn't KO me, even a Rock Tomb, and it is a Rock Tomb. So I do get off my Rock Tomb here. And they will shield that because they want Switch, and so they're going to be able to get Switch. But they're debuffed, right? So out comes Stunfisk. So I could just throw Chilling Water here. Super effective damage, right? And we debuffed them. So really nice. We need 2 more. Well, 1 more and maybe we can get the farm down. I think that's what I was thinking at the time. So I do throw the Chilling Water here. And this is definitely not going to KO. They let it go. I'm like, I think I can get the farm down, but I'll have to take a couple more Discharge or Mud Bombs, right? So, and I can though, but they actually switch out into Spidops. Ooh, they get to a move. Okay, They get to a move, unfortunately. So I will shield this just so I can get to a move myself. And KO the Spidops. It might be a little bit difficult to counter down the Spidops. I probably could have done it, maybe. Shadow Digsby. When I saw the Digsby, I knew I was going to win. Because I'm going to be able to get off this Chilling Water. Super effective damage here. They do shield it. And I bring in Annihilate. I'm definitely going to let the first Scorching Sands go. They are debuffed. They didn't reset the debuff yet. And I knew they would try and catch the Ice Punch. Even if they did, though, I think I still would have won. But that was a good attempt. I do get it off. It doesn't KO. But I'm going to be able to counter down that Digsby. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. And we'll move on to the next battle. Ooh, Gastrodon. Great lead. Love to see it. Firo. This is where Carbink would be good. Like, when I'm talking about the Carbink team, obviously, they say swap Firo. You say swap Carbink if you're running Carbink, right? This is definitely a rough one, I'm not going to lie. I mean, you could maybe stay in. You would have to, with Spidops, you would have to shield their Drill Pack, and then you can get off a Rock Tomb, or maybe bait the Lunge, get the shield, and then go into Florges. They're debuffed. You could play it that way if you're not running the Carbink version of the team. But my Florges does go for the Chilling Water. And I'm trying to get to another one. I go for the Trailblaze, though, just because I know this is enough to knock out. And they let it go, actually. I thought they would shield, but no, they actually let it go. Okay, we'll take it, we'll take it, we'll take it. And now, oh, I love it, the Community Day Pokemon to Cannon. I really like this Pokemon, I really do. They actually make a beautiful catch. Great catch by my opponent. You're really well done. Really well done. I'm going to go ahead and throw this attack right now. This Lunge. And they will get off an attack. And this is going to be a Body Slam. Not going to do much at all. My guy can Shadow Claw this down, but they do get off another attack. That's totally fine. Another Body Slam? Yes, it is a Body Slam. Not going to do much. Okay. This obviously will be enough to KO me. No doubt about it. Easy KO, right? So I'm thinking I got to make a catch. And we make that catch. We catch on the Florges. We catch on the Florges. My opponent is going to no-tap the bubbles there. But that's not going to allow them to get to an attack. I'm going to be able to count it down. And I'm going to be able to take this game. I don't know why I threw a Rage Fist here. This is a mistake. Because if they got to a move, they would have won. But they just let that go. They were not able to get to a move. I should have just counted that down. But we're able to take that. Great game. Well played to my opponent. Yeah, and I think this is a pretty solid team. I prefer the Carbink version and the Shadow Annihilate if you have them. But either way, that will be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.